at metric method with a 2015 Yamaha R1M. And we are going to show you how to put on the auto blipper. First thing you're going to do is remove the stock quick shifter. You're going to loosen these two nuts, one below and one on top of the stock quick shifter. Loosen and remove this 8mm pinch bolt shift shaft. Once you pull this off, follow the wire from the quick shifter up and uncover this black slit. You'll see where it clicks in. There's a 2-pin white connector, and we're going to unplug that. So keep twisting the stock quick shifter until it comes off. Now the FTECU auto blipper is pretty simple. It's consisted of two sensors. One is a push and one is a pull. And they're in line together. And both sensors plug into what they call their harness, this little pigtail connector. This white connector plugs directly into the stock connector for the stock quick shift connector. So you'll just plug that into there. Now that we have their harness plugged into the bike, the next step is to go down to the ECU. You will have to remove this left middle cowl, and then there's two plastic pieces. And to remove it, if you haven't done so already, the trick is you loosen all the hardware and you push forward. Alright, so when you pull this forward, what you're going to notice is that tab, it clicks into this rectangle square. After the left side cowling has been removed, you're going to remove this triangular piece, which is held on by two bolts. I've already taken them out, one on top and one underneath here. They're panhead 4mm Allens. When that's off, what you can do is pull back toward the back of the bike, and that pops off. Now you can see right where the ECU is, the square box. Now to remove that, there is nothing holding it on. You have to basically pull it, kind of like cradle it counterclockwise. There is this hole in the pin. You just have to pull back and rotate it back. After you do that, you are now free to pull the ECU out. Pull straight back. And here is your ECU. Okay, for the next step, as you can see, there's two couplers on the ECU. We're going to be removing the larger one, the one with 3 rows of wires. Back. So you're going to push down and pull back. So as we're looking at the coupler, the one with 3 rows of pins, you have these white or retaining lock that holds all the pins in place. You can see the lower portion's majority covered, minus those two areas. We're going to push from the top. It looks like there's 2 white tabs. We go in here with a pick, you'll hear it click as it disengages. So right now I have pushed those 2 tabs down, Now that the locking pin or the locking retainer is down, we can now remove pin number 4. So looking at it upwards, pin number 4, the top left is 1. We're going to count to 4. So the 4th over is a green wire with a blue tracer. We're going to pull that out. And that is no longer used. They do give you a piece of shrink wrap with the kit. We'll isolate it and leave it shrink wrapped. Now their connector that they give us from the harness, this green one now goes into pin number 4. Now the green wire coming from the harness kit will go into the number 4 slot. Make sure you press firmly all the way in, and to double check the locking tab up, you'll hear it lock. And then you'll see the 2 tabs up top in their stock position. You may want to slightly tug to make sure you did get a good connection there. This blue wire with the green tracer, you will isolate it with the Hink strap they gave you. Alright, with the pin in place and that wire isolated and crimped, I'm going to reinstall the connector to the ECU, put the ECU back where it needs to go. Alright, you're going to unscrew the shift knuckle from the top of the stock quick shifter sensor. We're going to thread that into the new autoblip unit. Now that we have the knuckle on, we can thread both sensors down into the stock shift rod. So we're going to put it in the same position where it came off. That horizontal line needs to match up with the opening on that knuckle. Here's a glance at everything hooked up. We just haven't tucked away the wires and zip tied them yet. But it's pretty simple, really. You have both sensor wires come up to these connectors on the harness, and the harness not only goes to the bike, it's also talking to the ECU via that green plug, and we have blocked off the existing plug that we pulled out of there. It's time to put the fairings back on and clean up. That finishes up the install of the auto blipper. Make sure to re-torque all the bolts you took off and secure all the wires back there. Okay guys, here's the more technical part of it. You do have to hook up your ECU to be flashed to an aidable auto blipper. As you can see right here, we will have to enable it for you. So that's why you guys either and send us your ECU. We will enable it. We can do a full flash on the bike for all the unrestrictions or upgrades you need. We'll enable the auto blipper, and we can send you guys the auto blip kit back with your ECU, and then you can install it yourself.